Encore legi.
Encore say.
Dinen o.
Même commandila.
The party leader.
The party leader.
And the Secretary General.
The Secretary General.
National Reconciliation Party.
National Reconciliation Party.
Double as.
Double as.
Minister of Local Government.
Minister of Local Government.
Lands and Religious Affairs.
Lands and Religious Affairs.
Honorable Hamat M.K.
Honorable Hamat M.K. Aribulo.
Good evening, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, here representing His Excellency the President of the Republic, President Adama Barrow, and the Minister of Mr. Abdullah Job, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, the members of Parliament in the name of Samba Jallo, Alaji Bai, Mr. Suleiman Jammeh, Alaji Mbo, and Honorable Jimmy Barrow, Honorable Amadou Kamara, and all other honorable members here present, and Honorable Usman Ba, the governor of the region, the chiefs who are here, the party executive members of the National Reconciliation Party, and militants and supporters of the party here present. The youths of the party, women wing, elders, all delegates, and of course, all the political parties here represented from the political spectrum of the Gambia. I believe almost all of them are represented here. That shows the beauty of our democracy. We are all different political parties, but we have one objective, one interest, and that is our beloved Gambia, the Republic of the Gambia. The people of Birkamaba, the Alcalo Imam, and all other people who live in this village. When I come to Birkamaba, I must remember Sadauda Kairaba Jawara. I do know that he loved Birkamaba. This was his city. You cross over to Barajali, from Barajali you come to Birkamaba. And then it brings me to our great dad, Alaji Bora Manjang, who also hailed from this village, who took great care of most of us in Banjul. And I will remember Sri Sekuba Sise. I will remember Alaji Bora Mboj. And I will remember Alaji Keba Lee. And the Balne family. And all those who have participated in the political development of our dear country. They are gone, but they will be remembered for the service they have served their country. And in this particular gathering today, I will remember our strong supporter, committed supporter, in the name of Njanko Sise, the late Njanko Sise from Kedma Halima, who passed away last year. He was committed to this party. He spent all his life advancing the ideals of the National Reconciliation Party. Mr. Njanko, I pray for him every day. When I pray for my parents, I pray for Njanko. He's gone, but will be remembered, certainly. The people of CRR North, we are grateful. We've had a very encouraging welcome. And indeed, we believe that all of you came here on your own volition. You came here in the belief of our party. You came here in the belief of our democracy. We are witnessing a change in our political development. And I believe that we are lucky that we are moving forward and we have a leadership by the name of His Excellency President Adama Barrow, who is very developmentally conscious. He is conscious of development, and there is no doubt that we will agree that he became the best performing president since independence. He has done extremely well in the development of the Gambia. We thank him for his leadership. We also must thank those who have been our referees since we came into the new dispensation in 1997. That is the Independent Electoral Commission. You will remember Mr. Roberts, Mr. Carrion, Bishop Telefer Johnson, and of course, now we have Mr. Ali Ujari, who have resigned because of ill health. We remember all of them for how much they have participated in the development of our democracy. This country is on the move, and nobody can stop it. And therefore, those who have ill intention to stop our democracy, let me send a clear message that the Gambians will never go back to dictatorship. Gambians will never go back to military rule. No amount of chaos, anarchy, you wish to bring this country to return us back to undemocratic rule. Democracy is here to stay in this country. Therefore, we ask you to join the wagon of democracy. Go and campaign, form your party, move up, and let's keep the peace in our country. If you joke with peace, it's because you have never seen violence. If you joke with stability, you have never seen anarchy. If you just joke with justice, you have never seen injustice at work. This country believes in peace and stability. This country believes in hard work. I want to call on our youths to go and learn skills. Let them be prepared to participate in national development. Don't be derailed. Don't be misled. You are going to take up this seat tomorrow. We'll be out, you are coming in. If you don't prepare yourself, when we are gone, it will be extremely difficult for you to take over from us. But today I have two messages. One is to deal with our women in this country. Our women have been marginalized for so long. Our women have been dehumanized by men in this country. The number of broken marriages in the Gambia is alarming. The way our women are being dehumanized, are being maltreated, are being abandoned by men who do not even care after divorcing their wives, how their wives survive, how their children survive, who pay the school fees of their children is getting too much in the country. And I want to urge the National Assembly members, particularly Samba Jallo, a ranking member of this assembly, and other members of the National Assembly, to engage the majority minority leader, to engage government, and to engage the Ministry of Gender for us to amend our laws that will protect our women. Our women cannot be used as pawns anymore. They cannot be used as tools anymore. People abandoning their wife must pay a price for it. It is too cheap to dump your wife, abandon your children, not even to think about where they sleep, not to talk about their education, not to talk about feeding the wife you abandoned unjustly. I think it's high time that we come up with laws to protect our women and to make sure that when men are taking this decision, they know that they are going to pay a price for it. Too often, our women are struggling to pay for the school fees of their children. Too often, these single parents are struggling to pay for their rent. Too often, they are struggling to feed their children when the men who abandon them are into other activities as if they have no responsibility to the children they brought to this earth. And I think it's high time that the National Assembly takes up with the government to make sure we amend our laws to protect our women. How can a woman spend all her life building a property together with you only to wake up and be told to check out and go and be sent out of that place? We've seen it happen. We've seen our women struggle. They do everything believing that marriage will never break. Spend all their life only to find themselves abandoned and dumped in the streets. We have to make an end to that. And I think it's high time we work to protect these women. Secondly, I think it is important now that let me give a small talk on what they call diaspora voting. I have not talked about diaspora voting since the debates ensued. But I think those listening to me all over the world, I want you to listen to me. Our current electoral system cannot effectively cover for diaspora voting. If you cannot talk about diaspora voting alone, our voting system needs to be overhauled. If you want to cater for diaspora, you must also think of minority groups in the country. Minority religious groups in the country. Not only talking about people in the diaspora. How do we do that? Our current system does not cater for that. It's the electoral system that needs to be amended, overhauled, to cater for both minorities, be they tribe or religion, and for diaspora to have the opportunity to vote. What system is that? That is the proportional system of voting. First past the post is the British system of voting. When you have proportional system of voting, every vote is counted. And the list you present, you can be compelled by law to include women in that list. You can be compelled by law to include other groups, non-Muslims or other religious groups, into the list of people you are presenting for elections. With that, every vote that you cast anywhere in the world is counted and computed. But with all this noise of diaspora voting, where does it leave the minority Christians, who are today not one single Christian is in our parliament? Where does it leave other minority groups who have a right to be represented, to be featured? In the whole of Africa, other than South Africa, no other English-speaking country have adopted the minority system of voting, except South Africa. All others in Africa are using the Westminster system of election, first past the post. Therefore, you cannot talk about diaspora voting and talk about you. And let me make it very clear. We have more Gambian diasporas in Casamance here, in Senegal, in Mauritania, than you have in Europe, the whole of Europe. And they are Gambians. They have right to be registered to come and vote in this country. Do you think that being in the United Kingdom, being in America, talking about that will exclude these Gambians who have migrated, who have gone because they have nowhere to graze their animals? And they are Gambians in thousands. In thousands. We must be careful. They've been castigating the members of parliament, insulting them, abusing the government, not knowing the full responsibility before them. It cannot be only for them. If they think that diaspora voting is for America and United Kingdom, they are making a big mistake. Diaspora voting would mean for every Gambian living outside the Gambia. Our citizens who are all over the sub-region will have the right to vote. Therefore, let's overhaul the electoral system and embody everybody on board and stop blaming the members of parliament or stop castigating the government for diaspora voting. And I think this for me is very important. On a final note, we are bound as a party. The National Reconciliation Party will steer that agenda together with our partners and our coalition-led government members of parliament and other parliamentarians to help bring in law to protect our women, to help look at overhaul the electoral system in future, to make sure that when we change, everybody can see himself in the electoral process of the Gambia. And I think the current system does not favor our women. The current system does not favor minority groups. The current system does not favor minority religious groups. They cannot only talk about diaspora voting and leave the other groups out. Therefore, it's the responsibility of our parliamentarians to engage their partners, to engage government for us to see how we can correct this issue. The other point is, as a party, we have always advocated close ties with Senegal. Our party believes that Gambia and Senegal are intertwined. We must coexist, we must live in peace. Therefore, let's promote the agenda of unity, collaboration, cooperation between Gambia and Senegal. They are our neighbors and they need us, we need them. We all need each other and we are all relatives. We will pursue our overall desire to promote Senegambian integration and Senegambian peaceful coexistence. We believe that this is very important for the economic development of our country. We have the expertise, but they have a bigger market. You're talking about 15 million people vis-a-vis 2.54 million people. Therefore, we need their market, and we can only access their market when we have peaceful coexistence, when we live in peace together, and we need that to exist between the two countries. The NRP will pursue economic diplomacy and promote that. Our diplomats cannot remain only in suits and tie. They need to be judged of how much benefits, how much investment they bring into the Gambia. And there need to be a conclave every year where all diplomats are assessed. They are assessed based on their performance. And their performance will determine their renewal of their contracts. And this is the only way that we can advance economic diplomacy. Economic diplomacy is the order of the world. And I think running embassies are very expensive, you all agree. Yes, we need the embassies, but our diplomat must give results to the task that is set for them. And every year, when there is a conclave, each and every one of them should be assessed to show what they have achieved, what they have brought in the country in terms of investment and development. That will determine the renewal of their contract in future. This is very important for us. And I once again call on the Gambians. You have a right to demonstrate, but you have no right to cause chaos. You have no right to disturb the peace of this country. It's your right to demonstrate, feel free, when you are permitted. But you must make sure you respect the law. You must make sure you respect and maintain peace in our country. This is the only country we have. We have nowhere to go except our little Gambia. We are facing out. We are facing out. You are the ones who are coming on board. But once you come on board, you need a peaceful environment. And the only way you can have a peaceful environment is when you have skills, you work hard, and you make sure that you deliver and you work towards national development. All of us to unite. Political parties, we are all together in this game. We all love the Gambia. We all work for the Gambia. We all want to make better the Gambia. That's why we have parties, and that's why we are working hard to make sure we win and form a government. Nobody should be abused and insulted because you are into politics, no matter what party you belong to. It's a career people choose to do. And that career, you are not insult to insult anyone. It's a sacrifice that they are carrying. A great sacrifice. Let's have our politics embody our culture to make sure we respect our values, our norms, to make sure that we believe in what the Gambian call the elderly. And we need to respect that. And I think I would suggest, as a party, we want the office of the opposition leader to be restored in the Gambia. When we changed our constitution in 1997, it fell off because there is no provision in the constitution creating the office of the opposition leader. It existed before the 1997 constitution came into being. The office of opposition leader need to be created, fully function, equipped by the state. That can be a liaison between the government and the opposition as a dialogue. And this office, we need to rethink about our democracy, how we can accommodate the office of opposition leader to be provided for by the state, the opposition leader who will now think more nationalistic and then think how we can bring people together. Although in the current system, you have minority parliament and a majority in parliament. But that is left only at the level of parliament. But we need to rethink about enhancing our democracy in building the office of opposition leader in the Gambia. And that would enhance our democracy. As a party, we strongly believe in that. We also believe in the spirit of national reconciliation, and let's reconcile our differences and make sure that we move our country forward. On that note, I once again thank the militants, the youth, the executive members, the parliamentarians, and all those who contributed, supported us in organizing this Congress. Some of them gave us all their efforts, their sweat, their earnings, supported us in making this Congress a successful one. And the drivers, I appeal to you, when driving home, please drive slowly. I have spent the last 2 weeks praying for a peaceful Congress. I want to continue praying until everybody reaches home. And I ask you all to drive slowly to return everybody home in peace. On that note, once again, I thank all of you for coming, and I thank particularly my nephew, Demba Sabali, the Minister of Agriculture, for gracing this occasion. Demba, thank you for coming. And thank you, Governor, thank you, all of you, for being here. Family members, friends, loved ones, party militant supporters, musicians, press, cameramen, party leaders, represented here, political parties, other organizations, we wish you all the best and thank you so much for a job well done.